Hi guys, it's Marvy. Thanks so much for checking back in today. I am coming to you guys today with a different kind of video. I am going to do a little video talking about my process in going natural with my hair. I had a conversation with one of my subscribers, talking about kind of the what's the word I'm looking for? The psychological aspects of going natural. And I just thought that was a really good topic to talk about, because on a weekly basis, I talk to someone about my process in going natural with my hair, and kind of how I went through a semi-serious identity crisis in accepting myself. I think I've told you guys in the past, I have been in the process of going natural, or been natural, for a little over 2 years now. And I had tried to go natural back in 2009, and I only was able to last about 9 months, and I gave in and went back to my relaxer because I just did not know what to do with my hair. That was before I discovered YouTube, but I really wanted to do it just to give my hair a break, but I didn't know then what I know now. So I only was able to last 9 months, and I went back to relaxed hair. Well, then fast forward to 2014, I was like, okay, this is it. I had discovered YouTube, finding videos. My daughter had already started her journey for transitioning from relaxed hair to her natural hair, and I had met other people that I work with that were doing it. Well, what I would do once my hair started to grow out far enough that I had 2 different textures of hair that I was dealing with, I lived off of perm rod sets, flexi rod sets, over and over and over. And then finally I gave in to getting Senegalese twist. I had thought for years that I was too old to get braids, and so I just really had not embraced that. But I guess desperate times call for desperate measures, and so I got Senegalese twist and kept those in for a couple of months. Those were a lifesaver, because every week fighting through my hair was just, it was too much. And I work in a professional environment, guys, so I can't always go to work with my hair slicked back in a ponytail and all that. I mean, I just can't do that, or at least I don't feel comfortable enough to go to work doing that. I want to present myself in a professional manner, and to me, it called for me doing my hair. So I embraced the braids, and I was kind of leery a little bit in my professional environment, me wearing braids to work. Well, that took me through the rest of a year of transition. And then when those braids were time to come out, my daughter was like, Mom, it's time. So I cut the braids out, and what she did for me was she cut off all of my relaxed ends, guys. And it was on a Saturday, and she cut them all out. And I looked at myself in the mirror when I stood up, and I thought that I looked so weird, because I knew I wasn't going to go back to get a relaxer. I was just saying, okay. And she was trying to encourage me, and then my husband came up and looking at it, and he was trying to encourage me, baby, it looks nice, it looks nice. And all the while, my heart is sinking like, oh God, I don't think I can do this. I cannot do this. But he said, babe, you can do it. You know, it looks great. It looks great. And then my daughter was like, Mom, you know, you have good curl pattern. You know, it looks fine. So So I wore it the rest of that day, and then I had all day Sunday, and then it was time for me to go to work. And gosh, guys, I was just dreading the entire way to work, to walk up in that building with my hair looking the way that it did. Because it was not that long. It wasn't like a teeny afro, but it wasn't much. I could not have slicked it up in a ponytail. I couldn't have done anything. And I'm not someone who really knows how to do hair. You know, I have one of my friend girls, she just knows how to do hair. And I'm not one of those people. So I just had to, you know, slap my conditioner on there and wet it and hope for the best. I got through that, and I was, every day I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, oh my God, this is so ugly. I look so ugly. I didn't know how to fix it. I was discouraged. I wanted to give up every single day. But I knew end game would be, I had, you know, people that I saw whose hair, you know, hair goals, you know, I had people that I had seen on YouTube or seen on the internet that had the most beautiful full haired curly styles that I wanted. So I dared not give up. If I want this, then I have to do what it takes. And so that just set out the journey. And then I talked to one of my friend girls, the one who can do hair really good, and she was in the process of going natural too. So we would talk to each other, encourage each other about it, and try different things. And then I met a lady at work who was also natural, and she had been natural for a long time. And so she was my hair guru, and I would talk to her about things, and she was just so knowledgeable. Just essentially put my head down and just walk day by day by day. No matter how bad I thought my hair looked, I knew eventually it would grow out. And it was probably around, so that was in May when my daughter cut my hair, cut all the relaxed ends off. So Christmas of that year, I started to see, like, okay, I see a change now. I can do some things with it. And I had started, you know, getting compliments on my hair. And not that I live for compliments, you guys, but when you're struggling with something internally, when people who don't know that turn around and give you compliments on that thing, then it helps you to feel better. And each week I was just a little bit more confident, and I was literally obsessed with my hair. I was babying my hair unlike any other thing I'd ever done before. I made sure my hair was well taken care of, and everything that I saw on YouTube, I applied those techniques to my hair to make sure that I would not have any setbacks. And so that's just how I had to do it to get myself through it. But every day it was a struggle with looking at myself, because I had relaxed hair since I was a young teenage girl, probably somewhere between the age of 13 and 15. And here I am in my 40s, you know, doing this. And so I'm like, oh gosh, it was really an identity crisis on my hands. And it had not been for my friend girl who was doing it, seeing my daughter do it as well, and the encouragement from my husband. I don't know if I would have given up and just said, okay, maybe I'll just go back to it, because it wasn't that it was hard. It just was kind of made me uncomfortable to do. Consistency, discipline, because you guys, you know, we can come up with a lot of ideas when it comes to a thing, whether it was me with my hair and, you know, having those long-term hair goals, and knowing what I wanted my hair to look like, how healthy I wanted my hair. I knew it was going to require discipline. And if you are going to have the hair that you want to have, if it falls within your hair texture, it's going to require discipline. I mean, that's just the bottom line. You cannot just neglect your hair and think you're going to have, the type of hair that someone else has who does take the time to work with it. But, I just wanted to do this video to share with you guys kind of, what I went through in getting to where I am today. And not, like I said, I am not where I want to be, but I now serve as an inspiration for some people who are starting their journey now. And they think that my hair is where they want to get to at some point. And so I'm constantly encouraging people to, if you want to do it, go for it. It definitely is not just, just a flip thing that you can do. Just stop getting your relaxer and just do it, because it's more than that. It is, if you have your identity and wrapped up, and I didn't think I necessarily had my identity wrapped up into my hair until I had different hair and trying to learn how to style this hair as opposed to when I had relaxed hair, which I had been dealing with from a young teenage girl. I knew what to do with that. And to this stuff, it is night and day. And I don't think it's for the weak at heart. You have to be disciplined. You have to stay encouraged, even though you have bad hair days and it's being frizzy, it's being dry. It won't stay that way. You have to nurture your hair into a healthy state. And I definitely, every time I talk to someone about it, I definitely tell them it is not for the weak at heart. If you're someone who the first time it doesn't look good, or first frizzy hair day, or your curls don't come out right, you want to give up, then it's not for you. You have to be in it for the long haul, because unless your hair grows really fast, which most of the time, if I think my hair grows at a reasonable rate, but it's just so curly, it's hard for you to actually realize the length in its curly state, because I have these parts here that right here just kind of sweeping over my eyebrows, but if I pull those down, they're down here to my neck. It is most definitely one of the best decisions that I ever decided and stuck to, and I'm so glad that I did it, and I don't ever have to worry about my hair. Just went dark on me, guys, sorry. But I wanted to come back, and I'll just end the video here. But I wanted to encourage anyone who is thinking about going natural and thinks that it's not for them, or that they could not do it because of the amount of time and effort that it takes to get there. It does require time, it does require effort, it does require discipline. But if you can, if you can lock yourself into that those things don't last forever. 6 to 7 months in, I start to notice the difference in my hair from where it was, where I felt ugly every single day, to like, okay, Marvy, I can see the difference here. It probably was more like 6 months in, maybe around Thanksgiving. When I went home, my family noticed it, and definitely by Christmas time, I could notice even more, and it has just been getting better ever since. So, you guys, if you have any questions that you want to talk to me about or ask me about in my process, then leave them them down in the description box below. If you guys have any kind of questions that you want to talk to me about, and I can either come back and do a follow-up, or I can write you back and we can kind of discuss it. But look forward to a kind of a how-to video and what I do to create my style, and then kind of how I keep it going throughout the week. But thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video today, and I will be back really soon with a couple of more videos. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic day whenever you're watching this video, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye.